in Indiana. The frost is on the punkin, they say here, and the fodder's in the shock. That's a line from the Hoosier poet James Whitcomb Riley, who is still alive out here in the small towns and on the back roads of Indiana, 60 years after his death.
The husky, rusty rustle of the tossels of the corn and the rasping of the tangled leaves as golden as the morn. The stubble in the furrows kind of lonesome-like, but still a-preachin' sermons to us of the barns they growed to fill. The idea of the small farm and the small town as a kind of demi-paradise came to us in large measure from Riley and from Indiana. He wrote, "Right here at home, boys, just right where we air. Birds don't sing any sweeter anywhere." The rural places were the best places, and the old times were the best times, and that notion endures. Let a Hoosier accent tell it, that of Buford Bower down here in Clark County.
I think the life is wonderful today. It's full of life, but it's so changed. And I don't know, I read a lot about progress. I guess we're progressing. I don't say we're not, but I don't know for sure which direction we're going.
James Whitcomb Riley knew for sure. When old folks, they was young like us and little as you and me, them was the best times ever was, or ever going to be. He wrote about home, about the homely things that are still there in the American consciousness and on the Indiana map. From Delphi to Camden, little Hoosier towns. But here were classic meadows, blooming dales and downs. On the banks of Deer Creek, there's the place for me. Water sliding past you just as clear as it can be. Well, I never seen the ocean, nor I never seen the sea. On the banks of Deer Creek's grand enough for me. There is such a relief from the clangor and din of the heart of the town to go loitering in, through the dim, narrow walks with the sheltering shade of the trees waving over the long promenade and littering lightly the ways of our feet with the gold of the sunshine of Lockerbie Street. James Whitcomb Riley lived out his life in an old Victorian house on Lockerbie Street, Indianapolis, remembering, amid the cool halls and tall windows, the old haymow and the old swimming hole of his youth. Floyd Slats Logan of the Logansport Logans is an officer of the association that keeps up the house and honors Riley's memory. What do Hoosiers say when people say Riley was corny?
Well, corn is a part of Indiana's economic structure. Without corn, we wouldn't have hogs, you know. And without hogs, you wouldn't have bacon and sausage and ham and all that sort of thing. So the corn crop is something even the city folks take a real interest in Indiana. And if it's corny, it means it's common. It's something you see every day and hear every day. So we're real full of corn in Indiana.
There was a good corn crop in Indiana this year, and as James Whitcomb Riley would have said, did say, in fact, the air's so appetizing and the landscape through the haze of a crisp and sunny morning of the early autumn days is a picture that no painter has the coloring to mock when the frost is on the punkin and the fodder's in the shock.